Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino, thesalesblog.com, right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need, a national bestseller. This book is less than 300 days old, somewhere around maybe 275 days or something like that. You can get it on Amazon right now. This is my new book, The Lost Art of Closing. You can find this book on pre-order at thelostartofclosing.com. And you'll find a bunch of bonuses there. And I'm bringing this book to your attention for two reasons. One, go buy it for sure. I need you to do that. But even more than that, I got a note from a reader today who said, your book is $24. I was hoping as a pre-order it would be $9.99. And I have no idea why he thinks there should be a discount on a brand new book that I'm selling on pre-order, but that's what he thinks. So let's talk about books, and let's talk about the investment that you make when you buy a book, because that's what's important. And $24 for what's inside a book, this book particularly, is a deal. If you don't generate millions of dollars in revenue and sales from what you get out of this book, then you're doing something wrong. This is worth millions of dollars in the right hands. It's worth nothing. It's not even worth the paper it's printed on if you are not willing to take action on what's inside this book. And I tell you that because I'm just thinking about what a great deal this is for you. And I pulled down some books to talk about. This is Mike Weinberg's Sales Management Simplified. So if you're a sales manager, you have to shell out $28 for the hardcover book. I bet it's cheaper than that on Amazon though. So $28, and I checked the pages on this. This is a small book. It's 210 pages. That's a little bit light for a book. Publishers like 240, but this is densely packed with content that if you're a sales manager, you can read this, recognize all the mistakes that sales managers generally make, and you can correct them. So this is, I'm going to call it plus or minus 4 hours to read this book, but it's more encyclopedic. So you can go through this and find out, ooh, this is where I'm missing the mark in this area, and you can just fix whatever's broken. You can figure out what the deficiency is or the mistake you're making, and you can correct it for 28 bucks. For 28 bucks in 6 hours, you can correct most of what you're getting wrong as a sales manager. This is the beast that is Jeb Blunt's runaway bestseller, Fanatical Prospecting. I should not be showing you the book, though, because it's now on audio, so you can go to Audible, and Jeb will read you the book out loud in his meticulous style. So pick up the book on Audible right now. But look at this. This is the signed copy. One more call from Jeb. If you have a prospecting problem, if you have an opportunity creation problem, go read the reviews on Amazon about this book. And then look at LinkedIn, any place where Jeb's name shows up, and you will see people attesting that having gone through the Fanatical Prospecting Bootcamp or reading this book, they're immediately better. They start generating calls, they start generating appointments. This fixes that immediately, and this book is going to cost you $27 in the US. Now, Jeb, little long-winded, can talk for a long time. He's from the South and all, so we've got that going for us. I'm going to tell you, for some reason, Jeb gets away with printing, call it a 270-page book. Not a lot of people can get away with that. He gets a 270-page book. Most are 240, but this 270, I'm going to call it 6 hours for you reading, 6, maybe 7, and you've got the ability to go out and generate the opportunities you need. A lot of people are going to be sideways on this one because it's Grant, and Grant can rub people the wrong way. But this book, the 10X Rule, this is a book about massive activity, and activity always solves activity problems. So if you're not getting the results, 10Xing the activity that you're doing against your whatever your goal is going to fix that for you. And this is a good book. It's a very good book. It's a great concept. And it's delivered in Grant style, and I will tell you, for 25 bucks US, $24.95. $24.95. I'm going to call it 200 and less than 220 pages because he's got a glossary in the back. It's 204 pages. This is 4 hours of reading. In 4 hours of reading and studying this book, you can reorganize your life. You can 10x the areas that need to be improved, and you can get a better result. Brent Adamson, Matt Dixon, CEB, now Gartner, Pat Spinner, Nick Tolman. The Challenger Customer. Of all the people doing research, you want to go to these guys to look at what's going on in B2B sales. This is a heavier book. It's a heavier book academically. There's a lot to it. And it is 260-ish pages. and it's going to cost you a whopping $29 to get your hand on this book. So for 29 bucks, you can understand how B2B organizations buy. You can understand what they need from their sales force, and you can get a new view on what's going to cause you to succeed or fail in sales right now. This is the people that wrote Challenge Your Customer or Challenge Your Sale. This is the follow-up. Pick this book up, 29 bucks. I'm going to call it 7 to 8 hours of your time. Probably a little bit more challenging reading, a little bit more academic, but it's going to make you smarter, and it's going to give you different choices, and you're going to make more money, and you're going to do better in your role. I pulled these off the shelf just to try to make a point. This book is $16. It's Tom Peters' The Brand You 50. And Tom was writing about the fact that you're a brand long before anyone else was. I think it's one of the first articles in Fast Company. And what you're looking at are lists. Like 1A, when was the last time you asked, what do I want to be? The nub. I read a single simple sentence recently. I remember the jolt. When was the last time you asked, what do I want to be? So there are prompts like this. It's a whole book of prompts, just like this. A fabulous book that came out at the same time as the Project 50 for another 16 bucks. And the Professional Service Firm, PSF 50, another book of lists in the Reinventing Work series. And I wish Tom would have done more than these. Those books are full of ideas that will take you years to implement and execute. I kept talking there. I had to cut here because the camera ran out of space and it turned itself off. Here's the point I want to make. A book is a cheap investment. For $25 and 6 hours of your time, you can literally change any result you have in your life. So the book by itself is the greatest deal on earth. You're getting 20,000 hours or 30 years of experience from one individual encapsulated into a small object that you can carry with you, read, and then make adjustments to your mindset, your skill set, and your toolkits and generate greater results. So go pick up The Lost Art of Closing. Pick up any or all of the other books that I showed you here. They're all worth your time. Do hit the like button, do hit the share button, and hit subscribe, because this is every day.